Hello my friends! Welcome back to another episode of Craft Time, where every week we make a different fun, family-friendly craft project using things you probably already have in your house. So this week's project is called Baby Shark. Baby Shark! We're gonna make this very fun little shark. So, the things that you're going to need to make our cool little shark are one toilet paper roll. We do a lot of craft projects with toilet paper rolls. Some scissors, some tape or glue. I always use tape, it is so much cleaner. A black marker, and some blue and white construction paper. So again, one toilet paper roll, some scissors, tape or glue, a black marker, and white and blue construction paper. So if you don't have those things in front of you right now, go ahead and click pause, and I will be waiting for you when you come back. Excellent. So the first thing that we are going to do in order to make our baby shark is we are going to take our blue construction paper and our toilet paper roll, and we're going to cut out a piece to wrap around. So we do this in a lot of our toilet paper roll projects, so you all know it's totally fine if it does overlap just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blue construction paper and my tape, and first things first, I'm going to tape it down. And I want to tape this one really, really well because we're going to be adding and cutting some things away. So put a piece of tape there. I'm going to tape all the way across. Another piece. And I think we need one more. Amazing. Blah, blah, blah. Excellent. And then I'm just going to wrap it around. And tape it down again. It's a little crooked, so I'm going to try to adjust ever so slightly. The good thing about this one is that we're going to cut some of our toilet paper roll away. So if you see that there's still some toilet paper roll showing here, it's not that big of a deal with this project. So I'm going to tape that bit down. Looking so good. Excellent. And because I do have some excess here, I'm going to go ahead and tape all the way around just in case. Just to be safe and make sure that everything is nice and secure. Now I have baby shark stuck in my head. I am so sorry if you do too. But it's the song of a generation. Good. That feels nice and secure to me. Magic. So then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I am going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut out two big triangles. See how there's kind of these triangles that are cut out to make the mouth? So that's what I'm going to do now. So like this, and then I'm going to do a triangle here. And you want these to be kind of like short and fat triangles. Not too, you don't want it to take up too much space. Something like that. And then you want the other side to be as close to exactly the same as possible, though it does not have to be perfect, of course. we know that Miss Brittni's craft projects are never perfect. And in fact, usually what happens is I make it on my own, and then when I go to teach y'all, the one that I teach you with, it doesn't look as good as my original. That's okay. So there, we've got our 2 triangles cut out. And then what we're gonna do is take one of those triangles you just cut out, so don't throw this part away. And you're gonna hold it up to your white paper, and we're gonna draw some teeth. And you want your teeth to be just as wide as the wide part of your triangle. So you can use marker or pen or a pencil. It doesn't need to be perfect. As always, I'm just gonna draw some jaggedy teeth. I'm gonna do it where I can see it, and then I'll turn around and show you, because drawing teeth upside down is not my forte. So, see what I did? I just drew some jaggedy teeth. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fold my paper over, my white paper, and I'm going to cut out my teeth twice. The reason I folded over the paper is so that I don't have to do it 2 times. I can just do it once, and I'll end up with 2 of them. So I'm going to cut this down just to make my paper a little smaller. It'll be easier this way. Hold this for later. And then I'm going to cut my teeth. And I want to be sure to leave some extra on top so that I have something to tape or glue down. And you could do big teeth, you can do little teeth. I did a bunch of little teeth, which does make cutting a little bit more tricky, but I think is gonna look awesome in the end. You could do 2 like giant teeth and that's it. That would be pretty silly. Here we go. So right now I just have one really long one because of the way I folded it, which is fine. I'm just gonna cut it. So now I have 2. And you can see on this side, we still can see kind of where I drew. So I wanna use the other side. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take one set of my teeth, hold on to the other one, and I'm going to cut just the tiniest little slit. Don't cut all the way through. See, just a tiny little slit here. And that way I can fold it and it becomes a little bit rounded. And then I'm going to take the tiniest little sliver of tape and I'm going to tape it down so it's rounded. And that's because the inside of our toilet paper roll is round. So if we leave it flat, the teeth won't kind of work as well. So I do that with my first one. And I'm going to do the same thing with my second one. Fold it over. And tiny little sliver of tape. Tape it down. Awesome, right? So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of our tape and on the inside, so see this is the rounded inside part, I'm going to put the sticky part opposite. So if the round part is facing you, the sticky part of the tape is facing me. And then I'm going to stick it into my shark's mouth. Nice. This one, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more tape to it because that piece didn't quite get it. So I'm gonna go all the way in here and just add a little bit of tape just to make sure it's really nice and secure in there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with my other set of teeth. Remember, if the round part is towards you, the sticky part of the tape is towards me. And in we go onto the other part. Stick it down. Now our shark has a set of ferocious teeth. Nom, 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 nom. This is when you want to decide what's the top, what's the bottom. I'm going to choose that this is my top, this is my bottom. Bottom teeth are pretty ferocious. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our shark's eyeballs. So take that piece of white construction paper that you had, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this little sliver here so I can save this big piece for another craft project. Got my little sliver, I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to cut out 2 circles to be the eyes. You can trace these out if you want. I usually just eyeball it. Get it? Because we're making eyeballs. I know. I am a comedic genius. You can make your eye as big or as small as you want. These are about the size of my actual eyes. So then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape, fold it over. Again, you can use glue if you want. Stick it on the back of my tape and stick it down on one side, one eye. Take a piece of tape, fold it over, stick it, and put it on the other side. Eyeball 2. But what are we missing? Yeah, we're missing the pupil. So the way that we're going to do that is we're just going to take our black marker and we're just going to draw it in. So you can make yours as big or as small as you want. There we go. We have some big old eyeballs for our shark. It's getting a little hot in my house, so I'm going to take off my coat. Whew. Sometimes you get that fire going and it just goes. It's just hot. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to make our fins. So what you want to do is you want to take a piece of your blue construction paper and you want to fold it over. It's very important that you have a fold. And then you're going to draw, and it doesn't have to be perfect, kind of what you want your fin to look like. It's really important that you leave some space up here so that when we cut it out, it's still together, okay? So I drew out just a very rough sketch of what I want my very top fin to look like. And all I'm gonna do is now cut it out. It's really okay if you just sketch out what you want and then you still see the sketch after you cut, because we're gonna fold it over so you're not gonna see it. So as I always say, nothing has to be perfect. See? So this is what it looked like when I cut it out. Yeah, see how it's still connected? I'm going to fold it over so you don't see my trace marks anymore. That's magic. And then I'm going to take the bottom part and I'm going to fold it up on both sides. So what you have is something that looks sort of like a little ship. And I'm going to take my tape or your glue. Yeah. If you're using glue. I'm just going to put it on one side here. The sticky part is down. And I'm going to stick it on the top of my shark. Oh, I turned it the wrong way. Whoops. This way. Fin should be going backwards. Stick it down. And then I'm going to tape the other side as well. So easy, so easy. Such a cute shark. Ta-da! And then for the sides, I'm going to do exactly the same thing 2 more times. Only this time we want it to be just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to cheat the system a little bit. I drew mine out. I have another piece that I didn't draw it out, but these we want to be the same. So I'm just going to hold them together. Just make sure that the folded part is on the top for both. Go ahead and cut these out. Cha-cha. I can already tell these are going to be a little bit too big. So I'm just going to cut off the bottom a little bit. Make sure you cut off the bottom, not the top. That's very important. And again, flip it. Fold it, and then we're going to tape it down, just like this. So remember, flip it, fold it, and then tape or glue it. One down, and one more to go. How's yours looking? Make sure you send me some photos. I always want to see how these turn out for you. Yeah. All right. And then the last part, we just have to add our back fin. So again, take a little bit of a bigger piece of your blue construction paper, fold it over, and then trace out what your back fin would look like. Again, see, I have all of these like crazy extra lines because I'm just figuring it out as I go. Down here on the folded part, you can see there's this little piece where they don't need to come separated. So trace it out and then cut it out. As you're tracing it out, you want to make sure that your widest part is the same width or a little bit wider than your toilet paper roll. It'll just make it a little easier when you're sticking it in. Awesome. So when you open it up, it should look something like this. I'm just going to fold it over so I don't see the black parts anymore. And then here, fold. fold. And we're going to basically, sometimes you have to cut a little bit because what's going inside won't be seen. Got our flaps. Gonna do the same thing. Add some tape. So much tape. Sticky part goes out. And then I'm just gonna stick it on in there. And I have to use my fingers a little bit just to get it to stay down in there. I want it to be nice and secure. If you need to use your marker to push it down, sometimes that works really well. And voila! Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Thank you so much for joining me yet again, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Bye, friends.